So a few videos ago, we talked about Matt Damon and Ben Affleck's movie, The Rip or Rip, based on Miami-Dade, uh, possible event back in 2016. Well, a few videos ago, we talked about how they are in legal trouble, and by they I mean Matt and Ben are in legal trouble because now apparently the department, or now we find out two actual deputies are looking to cash in, which leaves a lot of questions. But Matt Damon and Ben Affleck are officially in legal trouble. And it all started with the movie that we talked about. So there are two Miami-Dade deputies that are suing Hollywood, the Hollywood power duo, over The Rip, claiming the film made them look like corrupt cops tied to real life drug busts. I mean, there's a saying in Puerto Rico, right? Si te pica es porque ají come, which translates to something that if it burns you, it's because you're eating hot pepper, something like that. You get the drift. But anyhow, here's the crazy part of this whole thing. The movie never directly named the officers, in this case, the deputies. So how did this turn into a major defamation lawsuit? It's a question that many people are asking, myself included. Today, we're going to break this down, all this controversy, the real story behind the movie, and whether Damon and Affleck could actually face serious consequences. Highly doubt it. But let's get into it. So, for anyone who hasn't heard about it yet, The Rip is a Netflix crime thriller starring Matt Damon and Ben Affleck as Miami narcotic officers, which, by the way, if you haven't seen the movie, you need to go watch it. The film follows a group of cops who discover millions in cartel cash during a raid and then begin suspecting each other of corruption. The movie was inspired by a 2016 Miami-Dade drug bust where authorities uncovered more than 24 million hidden inside a home. Wow, that's a lot of money. And I can see why you would think the officers got some of that. Could have been probably more. Who knows? Just saying, allegedly, right? And while the film presents itself as fictionalized entertainment, several real life officers believe the similarities are way too close for comfort. That's where the lawsuit begins. According to multiple reports, Miami-Dade deputies Jonathan Santana and Jason Smith filed a defamation lawsuit against Damon Affleck and their production company, Artist Equity. I mean, it's kind of weird that only two officers or two deputies in this case are going after these guys, but that's just me. The officers claim the movie strongly implies that real cops involved in the actual drug raid stole money and engaged in criminal behaviors. Even though film uses fictional names, not their names, the deputies argue that the story includes enough specific details that viewers immediately connected the characters to them. Either these are narcissists or they didn't get, I guess, money from the movie and they're upset. Not blaming them for taking any money. I'm just saying they probably didn't get the money from the movie. I don't know. One of the officers reportedly said people began accusing them of theft after the movie released. I call BS on that, really. But imagine that. You spent years in law enforcement, and then suddenly millions of Netflix viewers think you're a dirty cop because of Hollywood Thriller. You know, people think you're a dirty cop all the time. As somebody who was in law enforcement, ever took a dime or took a penny from anybody, I've been accused of taking money from people. I got plenty of examples. Had one where the guy accused me of taking $200 from his wallet after I arrested him. There was no $200 after everything was said and done. The $200 he was talking about that he claimed that I took was when he went to get his car that got towed and the fee was $200. That's what he was trying to do. So I see this all the time. But that's the core of this lawsuit. Defamation lawsuits involving movies are incredibly crazy difficult to win. Why, you may ask? Because filmmakers usually protect themselves from disclaimers like based on true events or fictionalized for dramatic purposes. According to the reports, the RIP includes languages stating that the film isn't directly portraying real individuals. But these two Deputies, or their legal team, argue that it doesn't matter if audiences can still clearly identify who the character are supposed to be representing in this movie. That's a big gray area, and I guess the entertainment law. And I'm no lawyer here, but I'm just saying, deputies are reportedly seeking damages, that kind of damage, public corrections, and even disclaimers clarifying that the film doesn't accurately represent them. I think they did that already, buddies. And honestly, what makes this even more awkward is that Ben previously praised Miami law enforcement while promoting the movie. A month before the movie actually started, or the lawsuit came about, Ben Affleck actually talked about working closely with Miami-Dade officers to film the movie so it could feel authentic. And that's what a lot of good actors, I mean, may not agree with these guys all the time, but good actors do their research. They do spend time, and especially in movies like this, with officers. They probably even go to calls with these officers just to really see how they handle situations and bring that to the movie. And the movie's great. I seen it. I watched it. If you haven't, you should watch it too. But it's funny that, according to the reports, some of the real officers even assisted with the production and attended premieres tied to this movie. So now people are asking, myself included, how did things go from cooperation to full-blown lawsuit? In my opinion, those two particular deputies probably weren't invited to any of it. They probably were part of the actual event, and so they figured that they're talking about them. But I wonder, how about the other ones involved in that? Are they suing? Because this only sounds like two. There were more than two in the movie. That sudden shift has made the controversy even more headline worthy, and that's why we're talking about it today, because online reaction has been completely split. And I would like to see what you guys think about this one. Some people believe the deputies are overreacting and trying to cash in on a successful movie. Others think Hollywood consistently hides behind fiction while clearly borrowing from real people and real events. Honestly, there's an argument on both sides. Crime dramas inspired by real cases are everywhere now, and they're very entertaining. But audiences are also smarter than that, and smarter than ever before, and connecting dots online, that could, cause some trouble. If enough viewers immediately identify real individuals of a movie, does the disclaimer really protect the filmmaker? That's a question the lawsuit could be forced to answer in court. As of now, Damon and Affleck haven't publicly commented in detail on the lawsuit, but reports say their legal teams deny the allegations. Netflix also reportedly isn't named directly in the suit. Still, this case could drag for months, even years, depending on whether the court believes the film crossed the line from fictional inspiration to damaging real accusations. Or these guys will make so much noise that they'll get a settlement from Ben and his buddy Matt, and they'll go away. Pretty much is how that works. But Hollywood studios may become way more cautious about adapting real crime stories in the future. Good job, guys. You just probably ruined entertainment just for some money. But this is the part where I want to know what you guys think. Did Matt Damon and Ben Affleck go way too far with the rip? Or are these officers trying to blame the movie for public speculation? It's a very interesting, very direct. Probably most of watching this video probably know the answer to this one. But let me know what you guys have to say. Talk to you later.